I just want to start out this video by saying this is not going to be every kill in all of the seasons ranked. It's going to be the kills in season 1 ranked, and then it's going to cut to the video of the kills of season 2 ranked, and so forth, because, I don't know, I just felt like doing it that way. Alrighty then. Now we're ranking the kills in season 1 of Scream the TV series. And season 1 of the TV series has 11 kills in it that I can think of. And number 11 is Grayson, who is this he seemed kind of douchey, but he's kind of funny. He's this random teenager at the high school, and he's just at the party and gets his throat slit. You'd really hope there'd be more main characters dying at the finale of the season, but they're gonna save those characters to die in season 2, so it makes a little sense. So, and then we got in 10th place Clifton. Who the fuck is that? The cop that gets stabbed a bunch off screen and then left handcuffed to the bars of the jail cell with blood everywhere in the second to last episode of season 1. These two are just found off screen with a pile of blood. So, yeah. In 9th place, Dina, who is flashback chick who gets her throat slit by Brandon James. It's the cut, the editing, it just doesn't make any sense because like she's there, and then it's a close up of him, and then you just hear it, and then it cuts back, and he turns around, and her throat slit, and then he's like behind him where he was looking the whole time. None of it makes any fucking sense. And in the time that the noise was made, he wouldn't have time to get out of it's like cheesy and ridiculous, and I think it's supposed to be, but I don't like it. 8th place is Brett, the guy in that scene, who then gets stabbed in the fucking eye with a stick, which I do like. 7th place is Rachel. This kill's pretty brutal because he takes her and he puts a noose around her neck and then throws her off the balcony and then sets her up on her own ceiling fan to trick everyone into thinking she did it. And it's pretty fucking brutal. And I love it. And it's a good setup that, like, this is the only kill in season 1 that they tell you outright that Piper didn't do. Eventually in season 2 they say that anyway, and it really hypes up this killer as like he's the one that's fucking with them mentally like that. Or they're both doing that, but like, I don't know. I have my whole own ideas about who did what. Piper is number 6 because she just gets shot in the chest by Audrey and then just gets shot in the face by Emma. It's really quick and, like, not gonna lie, almost anticlimactic. Like, I feel like it could have been more. Tyler is in 5th place, and Nina is in 4th place. So Nina gets a text that says heads up, and then Tyler's head just fucking plop right in the fucking hot tub. Baller, genius, love it. Then you got Nina, who then gets her back slashed and then her throat slit, and then she's shoved in the pool and it fills with blood, which is just cool. They're both really cool. Tyler gets a decapitation, which is like the first time we've had one of those in this franchise. You gotta love it. And then it also has the pools filling with blood, which is nice. Fun stuff. 3rd place, Clark, tied to the fucking tree, and then the gutting. It's like Wrong Turn 5 up in this bitch. Just guts everywhere. She's trying to put him back in. It's brutal, hardcore. Boom. Top 2. 2nd place, Riley, character you actually care about, stabbed, bleeding out on the roof. The phone call with Noah, a little cheesy, yeah, but you still like their characters, and it still kind of sucks. But I just love like just how like menacingly like it's being done to her, and like just the way she's stabbed, and like the way that Emma had to pick. Yeah. And then number 1 you got Will. Sawed the fuck in half. I mean, yes, it cuts to her getting covered in blood at the end. But the beginning of the next episode, you just see the splitting, and it makes up for it. Like, ah, genius. Scream Season 2 kills ranked, not including the Halloween special. That's getting its own video because there are even more kills in that than there are in this whole season, and I don't like it, but I'm separating them because that's what I have to do for my mental health. Because otherwise, this list would have over 20 placements on it by itself, and none of the rest of them do. So, in 9th place we have Dwayne, who is stabbed to shit in the funhouse. Just a cop, not that on screen of a stabbings, whatever. Deputy Stevens is next, 8, who gets stabbed a bunch. He's another cop, just gets stabbed a bunch, this time in the finale of the season. 7th place we have Mara Quinn, who gets stabbed with a fucking pitchfork, and then boom, and it's more interesting because it's more of a main character, but it is just getting stabbed with a pitchfork, and it's like, he's not a character that you, like, on one hand, him dying is cool, but, like, on the other hand, in the finale, it's better if one of the teens that we care about dies, but they don't really do that after, like, they do that a couple times, but they don't really do that much in season 2, and they don't do it at all in the fucking Halloween special at the end of season 2. 6th place we have Seth, who is the pervy pedo teacher guy who gets his hand cut off, and then in another episode he's burned to death off screen. It's off screen, but you got to enjoy the fire aspect of it all. 5th place is Haley, stabbed to fuck, just stabbed over and over again. I mean, a lot of this is just gonna be, she was stabbed a bunch, but she was, and she's an idiot. I'm gonna meet with this guy who's dressed up like the killer who's stalking her, even though I know he's dating her. It'll be fine. Fucking idiot. Zoe is up next, drowned off screen, but we hear the whole recording of it with Noah as he's just being psychologically tortured, even though she's already dead. Need I say more? Brilliant. Off screen, drowning is like one of the worst ways to go. Amazing. 3rd place is Eli. I like the character. He gets shot by Emma because she's an idiot, and then Kieran shoots him because he's the killer, and then that whole thing, like they're cousins. Emma thought Eli was the killer. The whole thing is great. I love it, and that's the reveal that Kieran is the killer. So that's even better. 2nd place is Eddie. Eddie gets shanked in the neck with a fucking corkscrew all up in his neck. Just boom, 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 over and over again. And it's like not a character that you would recognize or know if you hadn't, like, watched season 1 and you just heard about him, but, like, bloody. And then Jake, number 1, one of the best characters. Scythed from dick to throat, upside down, just ripped, gutted, amazing. Great way to start the season is to kill one of the characters we care the most about from the first season. Insane. And I like the way they built up the whole first episode to that. Chills. Alright, and now we're done with that, and up to the worst installment in Scream, probably the Halloween special. Alright, Halloween special of Scream. Hold on, I need some wine for this. Chardonnay. 12 placements in 2 episodes of television, roughly the length of a movie, in the worst installment of Scream. And I like the first 2 seasons of Scream. Hell, I like characters that are in this exact special. But you know what sucks? None of them fucking die except one of them, and he's the killer in the fucking in the last in it's a whole thing. I don't want to go on a whole rant about just the quality of the episode in general, so let's go on a rant about the quality of the kills in general, because they fucking suck. In 12th place is Alex Whitten. He dies off screen. He's all slashed up in a box. Whoop-de-fucking-do. In 11th place is Little Boy Hobbs. In 10th place is Mrs. Hobbs. They are both cheesily whacked with a pair of shears, and you can tell that it was done very slow and chopped up a little bit to go quicker. It doesn't look right. And just story-wise, I don't like that they're just getting murdered for trying to prevent something fucked up from happening. So that's a whole thing. 9th place, Anna Hobbs. Stabbed defending herself and her family, and then had to go clean up herself on the dock and then died. Sheriff Carpenter's attacked with shears. I think he gets his fingers cut off and his head. Alright, it didn't look the realest, but it was still pretty cool. Tom Martin flipped off a balcony, broke his neck on the stairs below. I don't like that kill. But, yeah, it's a whole winning Emma moment. 6th place, Reginald Whitten. The douchebag that killed my 11th, 10th, and 9th place. Killed by his own shears by Anna. I mean, I think that might have been her shears. But, it was the weapon he used, and she fucking killed him with it. Before she bled out from his stabbing of her with it. It's dumb. 5th place is Jeremy, stabbed through the shoulder with shears, and then stabbed a bunch off-screen with shears, because, of course. And it's a reveal kill, whatever. Sid. I think his head's found on the street with, like, gnarled up lips and eyes, like he got stabbed in the face with the shears and then his head cut off. Pretty cool. Billy. Her gut was, like, sheared, I remember. Blood everywhere. Pretty cool. Top 2 kills, we don't even know who the fuck did these kills. And whoever did should have been doing the rest of them too, because they're better. The guard is... Shout out to Freddy vs. Jason. The guard gets cheesily CGI head spun all the way 180 degrees, facing the wrong way. The neck looks more fucked up, so that's more realistic. But, like, Jason being able to do that makes sense. Whoever's in this costume shouldn't be able to do that. So, like, it's fucking hilarious to see someone who's supposed to be like a ghost face twisting someone's head all the fucking way around. Hilarious, but, like, goofiness aside, it's just brutal and it sets up the scene really well. Kieran's number 1, the only character that you actually give a shit about that dies in this Halloween special, gets his throat slit and then stabbed in the back, and it's pretty cool. And honestly, I really want them to follow up on this, because I want to know who killed Kieran, because it could have been fucking Emma, and it wouldn't have even changed anything among the friend group, probably, besides the guard's death. But, like, can you imagine if it was Emma and she twisted that guy's head? No. But it couldn't be any of the fucking core 4 of the TV show. You realize there's 3 core 4s now? There's the Scream 6 core 4, the TV series core 4, and then, of course, Dewey, Gale, Sydney, and Randy. It's insane. Here we are with Scream Season 3, kills ranked. In 11th place, we have little boy Dion, who fucking asininely got in the hood, or the trunk of a vehicle, and closed it, and hid from the only person looking for him until he starved to death. Because reasons, I guess. In 10th place, we have Jay, the killer, who gets stabbed with, like, a long, like, spear thing a few times, and then he in the next episode, like a day later, bleeds out. not a day later, but like overnight, still alive, just bleeds out. Could have probably, I don't know, stupid. Ninth place is Beth. She's hit in the face, falls through a window, and then gets shot a few times, I believe. And it's overkill and dumb. Yeah. So far we have the prologue, backstory kill, and the two killers. So everything else is left in the middle. In 8th place, we got the Hookman. The Hookman, played by Tony Todd, gets crushed by a car crusher. Very slowly. And it's pretty interesting. But the part that really pisses me off is that we are about to see Tony Todd with a hook hand going up against Ghostface, and then it just cuts away, and Hookman's tied up behind the fucking thing. And of course, all we see is two pieces of metal do this with blood coming out of it. It's not exactly graphic. It's not like we see the whole Saw 6 of it all, where we see the whole uncrushed, like the whole like crushed up body afterwards. It's not like that at all. So relatively low on the list. 7, cop guy Westbrook stabbed in the head with a knife and ripped out. He's just some cop. Latavius, other side of the law, just some dude who gets throat slit, who's, I don't remember if he was on drugs or selling drugs or both, but got his throat slit. Cops didn't seem to give a shit. And neither do I, because it was off screen and I just met him. 5th place, Avery, real piece of shit. This guy had it coming big time. Thrown off a balcony onto a big metal thing. Blood squirts all over Beth's face. Now she has an alibi. Pretty cool. Now we're getting into kills I like. Shane then forcefully OD'd with a needle in his eye. Pretty fucking brutal. Tommy Jenkins. This one's one of my favorite kills. Well, these top 3 are some of my favorite kills of the franchise. Tommy Jenkins, plastic bag over the head, like stabbed in the neck, plastic bag over the head. The bag fills with blood, and he's getting suffocated and drowned in his own blood all at the same time while he's bleeding out. Fucking gnarly kill. By far Jay's best kill in this season, which leaves 2 kills left done by Beth that are on the list. And if you're paying attention, they're the 2 mainest characters left that haven't been killers. Amir is in 2nd place, and he's stabbed through on an elevator, and then it rips him from just below the sternum to his dick. It rips him down in half, and then he flops down on the ground, and then he sees that Beth's his killer, and then he dies. It's all fucking awesome. Brutal. Amazing. Number 1, Manny. Probably my favorite character in that whole season. Burned alive in a car. Baller. Genius. Amazing. Gnarly. Graphic. Well, not particularly graphic in terms of like seeing too much body eviscera or anything like that, but just the idea of it is gruesome. He's all wearing all that leather, fucking getting burned up. It's, or was it pleather? I don't know. But that's my kills ranked of season 3 of Scream. Now we're gonna get back onto the movies, and we'll be done with this in about 20 minutes.